Ever find yourself on TikTok, just
Yeah.
scrolling through profiles, and like within a second you make that snap decision, follow or keep scrolling?
Oh, absolutely. It's almost subconscious, isn't it?
It really is. And while, individual videos come and go, that profile page, it's always there. It's like your constant billboard.
Spot on.
And speaking of getting seen, if you're looking to give your social media presence a bit of an extra edge, maybe check out rapidboost.net. They offer services to help boost profiles.
Interesting.
So today we're doing a deep dive into structuring and really refining your TikTok profile, how to make it work harder for you for maximum growth and engagement.
Yeah, let's get into it because our analysis of, well, tons of successful profiles shows this is super critical.
Right. Our mission today is basically to give you actionable stuff, strategies you can use right away to turn that profile into a real magnet for followers, the right followers.
And keep them engaged too, not just to follow and forget.
Exactly. Okay, so let's unpack this. Why does the TikTok profile matter so much, maybe more than people realize?
Well, think of it like this. It's your digital handshake. It's always on. Our research shows it's consistently the first and often the deciding factor when someone's thinking about following you.
Unlike that one viral video that's huge for a day and then gone.
Precisely. That video has its moment, sure, but the profile, it's perpetually there, quietly shaping how people see you, influencing decisions 24/7.
Okay, that makes sense. So looking at the strategies of profiles that really work, what are the main jobs, the core functions of a really well-optimized profile?
Our analysis boils it down to three key things. First, it has to immediately and really clearly communicate who you are and what value you bring. Your whole deal, basically, right up front.
No guessing games.
No. Second, it needs to actively guide visitors, tell them what to do next, follow, check out this video, click the link, whatever it is.
Gotcha. And third,
Third, it builds trust. It reinforces your brand, your credibility. If you really put strategic thought into your profile, instead of just, throwing something up there, the data shows you can unlock some serious growth.
and build a stronger community around your content.
Definitely. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about that bio.
Ah, the bio, that tiny little text box. Only 80 characters, right? It feels so limiting.
It is limited, but it's like prime digital real estate. Our sources stress this. In those few characters, you've got this huge opportunity to grab someone, inform them, and push them to act.
So what's the secret sauce there, according to the profiles we looked at?
Well, one thing that consistently comes through is clarity over cleverness. Being super clear beats trying to be witty almost every time.
Really? So, like, a clever pun might not be the best move.
It might get a chuckle, maybe.
Hmm.
But our sources show that clearly stating who you are, what your niche is, and crucially what the viewer gets by following you, that's way more effective for actually getting follows.
Okay, can you give us an example, like a before and after?
Sure. So, based on one study we looked at,
Hmm.
instead of something vague like, I don't know, dancing through life.
Yeah, sounds nice, but what does it mean?
Exactly. Compare that to something like teaching easy dance hacks and trending moves tutorials weekly. It's direct. You know exactly what you're getting dance tutorials regularly, no ambiguity.
Makes perfect sense. Setting expectations right from the start. Okay, so clarity is key. What else do top profiles nail in their bios?
Keywords. Strategic use of relevant keywords is huge. Our analysis really highlights this.
So thinking about what people actually search for on TikTok.
Precisely. Think, personal finance tips or DIY crafts, vegan recipes, whatever fits your niche. Weaving those naturally into your bio helps people find you through TikTok search, which is getting more and more important.
Okay, clarity, keywords, got it. What about getting people to actually do something?
Calls to action, CTAs, they're almost always there in the really effective bios. You got to explicitly tell people what you want them to do.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Simple stuff works best. Follow for daily recipes, DM for collab inquiries, maybe even just check out my best stuff below with an arrow pointing down.
Ah, the arrow emoji. That's a good visual cue.
Yeah, don't underestimate those little visual nudges. They can really boost interaction.
And what about emojis in general? TikTok's so visual. How do they fit in?
They can definitely add personality, break up the text, make it easier to scan on mobile. But the analysis suggests using them selectively, like accents, not overwhelming the message.
Yep, keep it clean.
Yeah, and speaking of clean, formatting matters too. Using line breaks, maybe bullet points with emojis, just giving it some white space. It makes a big difference for readability on that small screen.
Stops it being just a block of text. Yeah. Okay, what about linking out if you want to send people somewhere else?
Absolutely crucial. If you're eligible for the website link, use it. Link to your shop, your newsletter, other socials. It's key for extending your reach.
And those link and bio tools, like Linktree.
Yeah, those are great for optimizing that one link. You create a landing page with multiple links. Super useful for conversions. So, basically, that bio is your welcome mat. Concise, informative, tells people what to do. Got to make that first impression count.
All right, you've got seconds to hook them with words.
Yeah.
But the very, very first visual thing is that profile picture. That's going to be huge too, right? Based on the insights.
Oh, undeniably. Our analysis of user behavior shows that profile photo is often the absolute first visual contact. It needs to be instantly recognizable.
Needs to pop.
Yeah, high contrast helps it stand out in that busy feed, and it needs to sort of resonate with your brand, your content.
So what are the best practices we're seeing for those pictures?
Well, for personal brands, a clean headshot usually wins. Good lighting, uncluttered background, makes you seem approachable, authentic.
And for businesses?
A crisp logo. Needs to be legible even when it's tiny and circular. Avoid busy backgrounds, tiny text. It just won't work.
Makes sense. And consistency, like using the same picture everywhere.
Yeah, that's a big one for brand recall. Seeing the same image across platforms really helps cement your identity in people's minds.
We talked about Dr. Julie Smith for BioClarity. How's her profile pic? Does it fit these rules?
It's a perfect example, actually. Warm smile, great lighting, clear focus on her face. It just instantly builds that trust and connection, which is, perfect for her content about mental health.
Okay, so the static stuff bio, picture is vital. But the profile isn't just static, is it? TikTok has those dynamic features too.
Exactly. Like pinned videos and highlight reels. You can pin up to 3 videos right at the top of your grid.
And you're saying this is underused.
Our analysis suggests it often is, yeah. But it can be a real game changer for engagement. Think of those pinned videos as like your personal trailer, your highlight reel.
A quick taste of your best stuff for new visitors.
Precisely. It gives them an immediate snapshot of what you're about.
So how do you choose which videos to pin? What's the strategy there based on what works?
You want high-impact content. Your viral hits are obvious candidates, or videos that just performed really well.
Show off your wins.
Right. Or feature stuff that really highlights your expertise, your credentials, maybe powerful transformation stories if that fits your need.
And the captions on those pinned videos.
Keep them short, punchy, make people want to click play. And, it's smart to rotate them sometimes based on trends or if you have a specific offer running.
We mentioned Carolina Frakes earlier, pinning her ADHD Explained series. Why was that so effective for follower growth? Like that 45% jump.
Yeah, great case study. By pinning that series, she put her core content, something that clearly resonated hugely with her audience, right front and center.
So new visitors instantly saw the value.
Exactly. They immediately understood what kind of super valuable info she offered. It showed her expertise, gave instant value on a topic they cared about. That directness, that immediate payoff, that's what drove that big follower increase.
Makes total sense. Okay, so as you get more and more content, just pinning isn't enough for organization, right? That's where playlists come in.
Yes, playlists. Such a logical way to group related stuff together, creating little paths through your content library.
Especially when you have a lot of videos.
Right. As your content grows, organizing it becomes really key. Playlists let you categorize videos by theme or topic. It just makes browsing your profile way more engaging.
So how can creators really leverage playlists to keep people watching longer? Based on our research.
Well, create themed playlists around specific interests in your niche. Like if you're a cook, maybe quick weeknight dinners, vegan baking, budget meals.
Makes it easy to find what you want.
Totally. And think about the order within the playlist. Maybe sequence them logically, like beginner to advanced. That encourages binge watching. And then, promote your playlist. Mention them in your bio, in your video captions. Drive traffic to those curated collections.
We talked about Austin Armstrong using playlists. How did he make that work so well for his brand?
Austin, yeah, the marketing strategist. He used playlists like TikTok growth tips, social media strategy, super clear categories.
So you know exactly where to go for specific info.
Exactly. It instantly showed his expertise areas. If you were interested in TikTok tips, boom, there's a whole playlist waiting for you. It set him up as a go-to resource and definitely encouraged people to stick around and watch more.
Establishes authority and keeps people engaged. Nice.
Yes.
Now, building trust. That seems like another really big piece of this profile puzzle.
Oh, absolutely. Trust is like the accelerator for action. When people trust you, your expertise, your brand, they're way more likely to follow, engage, listen to what you say.
So how do you weave that trust element into the profile?
Strategically showcasing things like qualifications, awards, maybe press mentions. You can put it in the profile itself or even subtly mention it in video intros. Even just a line like featured on Good Morning America in the bio can be a powerful signal.
You want to sound like you're bragging, right? What are some subtle ways to do it?
It's definitely a balance. Like we said, that quick factual line in the bio works well, or maybe sharing milestone videos. Hit 100K followers, Q&A time. That shows community size without being obnoxious.
Social proof through numbers.
Right. And featuring testimonials or even user-generated content in a playlist, letting your happy audience speak for you, that often carries more weight than anything you could say yourself.
Okay, so we've got the profile structure, the trust elements, but none of it works without consistent activity, does it?
Not a chance. You can have the most perfectly optimized profile on TikTok, but if you're not regularly posting good content and actually talking to your audience, it's just sitting there.
It's got to be a living thing.
Precisely. The profile optimization has to work with your posting schedule and your engagement strategy. Consistency with relevant content plus interaction. Those are the real engines for long-term growth.
So thinking about that consistency, what does a good content calendar look like in this context?
Start by mapping out themes, maybe daily or weekly, that line up with what your profile promises. Then, use your TikTok analytics. Look at when your audience is actually online and post then.
Post smarter, not just harder.
Exactly. And mix up your content. Don't just do the same thing every day. Do some evergreen stuff, jump on trends, show behind the scenes, answer community questions. Keep it fresh.
And the engagement part. It's not just about putting content out there.
Not at all. Engagement is the multiplier. You got to respond to comments, especially on your new stuff and your pinned videos.
Show you're listening.
Definitely. Look for collabs with other creators in your niche. Great way to cross-pollinate audiences. Maybe feature audience questions in videos, use duets, stitches, make people feel involved.
So the golden rule is kind of be consistent, listen, and adapt.
That sums it up pretty well. Now, shifting gears slightly. Besides the content and the visible stuff, there are some technical settings in the profile itself that can actually impact your growth too.
Oh, interesting. Like behind-the-scenes stuff. What should people be looking at there?
Yeah, the stuff people often forget about. But it can make a real difference in discoverability. First, obvious one may be, make sure your account is set to public. Seems basic, but worth checking.
Right. Got to be visible.
Then check your privacy settings. Make sure things like profile search and video search are enabled. Helps people find you.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, a little tip. Consider updating your display name sometimes to include keywords, especially if you have a clear niche, like Coach Daniel Running Tips or something.
Oh, I see. Helps with search again? What about managing messages and comments as you grow?
Good point. That becomes important. You probably want DMs open for collabs or questions, but definitely use the filtering options to manage spam.
Keep the inbox usable.
Right. And curate your comment settings, filter out harmful stuff, keep the vibe positive. It all contributes to that community feel.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. Bio, pick, pins, playlists, trust, consistency, settings. What's the final piece to really making this all work?
Data. Analytics. It's the compass.
Yes, analytics can feel a bit daunting sometimes, but you're right, it tells you what's actually working. Takes out the guesswork.
Exactly. It's your guide for improving. You got to know what the numbers are saying.
So what specific things should creators really focus on in their TikTok analytics dashboard?
Look at which videos are driving profile views. And crucially, which of those views are turning into follows? Are there patterns, style, topic, format?
See what resonates.
Yeah, check your playlist engagement too. Are people watching them all the way through? Where did they drop off? That tells you a lot.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to experiment. A/B test stuff. Try different biotext, different profile pics, different pinned videos. Then track the results, follower growth, watch time, engagement, see what moves the needle.
So it's an ongoing process of testing and tweaking based on data.
Absolutely.
Wow, okay. We've really unpacked a lot today, from the bio basics to analytics.
We have. And just to recap the main action points. Rework that bio for clarity and keywords. Update your profile image. Pin your best videos. Organize playlists. Add some social proof subtly. Check your settings. And check your analytics regularly, maybe weekly.
That's a solid checklist. Now, are there any common mistakes people make, pitfalls to avoid when trying to optimize their profile?
Oh, definitely. A big one is just ignoring the bio keywords and CTAs. If you don't tell people what you do and what to do next, you're losing out.
Makes sense. What else?
Inconsistent branding, different vibes in different places, that confuses people. Also, just completely neglecting analytics, flying blind, basically.
Yeah, can't improve what you don't measure.
Right, forgetting the link in bio or having a broken link that kills off-platform traffic. And like we said, not using playlists and pinned videos properly, just leaving engagement on the table.
So wrapping this up, the big takeaway really seems to be that your TikTok profile isn't just a placeholder. It's a seriously powerful tool for growth if you treat it strategically.
Precisely. It's more than just a static page. It's dynamic. It's an evolving asset. When you align it with your brand, your content, and what your audience actually wants, it can massively amplify your reach, build real engagement, and turn those casual viewers into actual fans.
So we should all probably be thinking of our profiles as living things, something to revisit and refine based on what the data tells us.
Exactly that. Keep tweaking the bio, the visuals, the pins. Double down on what's working. Use those analytics as your guide. Pay attention to the details. It all adds up to help you stand out.
Okay, final thought then. As you're scrolling through TikTok later today, maybe take a closer look. Notice the profiles that really grab your attention. What are they doing right? And maybe more importantly, what's one small tweak you can make right now to tune your own profile into your most powerful audience magnet?